international football on ITV in association with Lloyds Bank.
England are on a roll, leading the Tournoi with 2 wins out of 2 after the last gasp victory over France. And this evening's action from Lyon sees Brazil and Italy renew their glorious rivalry. They've won 7 World Cups between them, with the South Americans just ahead after their last meeting. That was 3 years ago in Los Angeles, World Cup USA, and it couldn't have been closer.
Well, it's the captain, knows his football in Germany. He's done it, it's a goal. And Roberto Baggio will be the last one. He's missed it! Brazil win the World Cup!
Brazilian fans bringing their unique style to all tournaments and creating a real carnival atmosphere wherever they go. Football is virtually a religion in Brazil, of course, and the supporters had to wait 24 years from 1970 to 1994 to see their team win that record 4th World Cup. And they'll be favourites to make it 5 next year in France. Our commentators in the Stade de Guerlain, Ron Atkinson, alongside Clive Tilson.
It barely seems like 3 years ago, that stifling afternoon in Southern California, when Baresi and Baggio, of all people, handed another World Cup to Brazil. There are 10 survivors at today's reunion. 6 are in this Brazilian lineup, including Cafu, Dunga and Mauro Silva, who are all 1 yellow card away from missing Tuesday's game with England. One change from the team that drew with France here last Tuesday. In comes teenager Denilson, number 20, in the position that Juninho would dearly love to be filling. Mario Zagallo clearly hasn't quite made his mind up there yet.
Denilson will come in and occupy a role behind Ronaldo and Romario. Basically, they play a 4-3-3 lineup, but watch for Cafu, number 2, watch for Roberto Carlos in the left-back areas. They will be encouraged as much as possible to push on. To enable them to do this, Dunga, Mauro Silva, the old foot soldiers in midfield, they'll be asked to do the covering role.
Italy makes 6 changes from the team beaten by England. The midfield trio remains intact. Out wide, though, Attilio Lombardo wins his first cap for 2 years, and Paolo Maldini wins his 80th cap. Up front, the 2 young bucks from Juventus, Christian Vieri and Alessandro Del Piero.
Yes, the manager, Maldini, has his son, Paolo, and Attilio Lombardo. A great responsibility. He's asking them to play as wing-backs and win the battle, as we mentioned earlier, against Cafu and Roberto Carlos. The rest of the team pretty well. The 3 narrow midfield players, the 2 promising strikers up front. But where the game will be won and lost for me is going to be in those wide areas.
Tonight's referee is from Switzerland. He's Serge Mumenthaler. This is their first encounter since the World Cup final. No penalty shootout today. If Brazil and Italy draw again, England win Le Tournoi de France. Wasn't such a bad idea to come after all, was it? Aldair, who plays his club football in Italy for Roma. And immediately, Cafu moving forward in the midfield. Dunga, who had a good spell in Italy too. And the first chance for Vieri and Del Piero to combine. Only hooked away as far as Dino Baggio. Caught challenged by Mauro Silva. Roberto Carlos keeping it in. And winning the throw-in off Lombardo. Lovely control from Leonardo. Dunga, who lifted the World Cup on that famous afternoon in Los Angeles. On to Leonardo. Oh, beautifully past Panucci. It's Leonardo. Well, he had both Romario and Ronaldo in support, but interestingly, neither of them is complaining that he went for goal himself.
I think if it had been a World Cup game, there would have been. He does brilliant here. Just skips Panucci, lovely. See you, past him. Now goes to attack the dead ball line, and at this stage, you're betting money. You'll either cut this back to one of the strikers or just face it across the front of the goal. Instead, he does neither. Tries, gets a little bit of an ugly bobble as he tries to play it in, but very much a wasted opportunity.
Roberto Carlos played Aldair in trouble there. This is Lombardo. Baggio's header. Thumped away by Dunga. They really don't stand on ceremony, either Dunga or Mauro Silva. Now Maldini. Del Piero. Maldini couldn't quite pick the ball out from under his feet. Del Piero's foul. Ronaldo, not seen too much of him in the early stages. He's robbed by Albertini. Chance for Vieri to stretch his long legs. Good cross towards Del Piero. And the two Juventus players have come up with a goal for Italy inside 7 minutes. Vieri's cross. Del Piero's opportunism. And there is the club which is sport for choice up front. And Italy are the beneficiaries.
Yeah, that's a lovely slotted through ball. Now Vieri just checks in here, comes back on his left foot, then throws it, and he couldn't have spotted him, but that's very, very poor marking, particularly from Cafu. As he comes here, Cafu, as the covering defender, should really have got right inside of Vieri, inside Del Piero. There was no way he was ever going to miss that.
Familiar faces forming the backdrop at that southern end of the stadium, where a huge collage of international players is actually hiding a building site. Vieri heading down towards the building site again. Oh, he's cut it into Del Piero's path, and this time he just tried to be a little bit too cute. He had an awful lot of time. Aldair lost him completely. Should have been two.
It's a great ball again. Vieri peels off the shoulder. Has a little bit of luck with the bounce. It's not the best cross in the world, but because of it, it's deceived the defender. Yeah, he had plenty of time to take a touch and maybe pick a spot. But if he scores like that, Del Piero, then we're all saying what a great finisher he is.
Mauro Silva. Ronaldo. Oh, it's great pace, a deflected shot which hits the post. He was so unlucky. What acceleration from a standing start. Amazing for a big man.
But I mean, that's the strength of the man. It's a threaded through ball. He's very tightly marked. Nothing on at the moment. He's first there. And only a great recovery challenge, plus the help of the post. Keeps the scores until he won.
Costa Curta got the block. Cannavaro couldn't get hold of Ronaldo, though. Leonardo's corner. Celio Silva's there. It's come through to Romario. Lifted back in towards Ronaldo. Cannavaro was there that time, and Di Matteo is managed to get it clear and do a little bit more than that. He might have put Del Piero through. He's all alone. It's Alessandro Del Piero. Where's the cavalry? Here at last, Vieri. Shot blocked by Aldair. Still Del Piero. Now back to Albertini. Del Piero got a little weary in the end, but he's run a free kick for handball.
When he got the break, you know, I thought he might have had a shot. He was running, it was on his right foot. I thought he might have gambled then and then hit it early. I'm surprised he tried to come back on the defender.
It'll be Albertini. Off the defender and in! It's 2-0 to to Demetrio Albertini, the congratulations. To Aldair, I think the commiserations. It was his head that diverted the ball past a helpless Taparel. Albertini was going for his right-hand corner, and he found his left-hand corner. Aldair's curly head saw to that.
I'd be interested to see if we get a view from behind the goal, whether it would have gone in the other corner. We'll never know. What we do know, of course, is it's Italy 2 up now.
Del Piero the first. Demetrio Albertini got the second. With the cannon off the head of Aldair.
Tell you one of the things that has is the big bang again. He might ask himself a question why he ducked out of it a little bit, Aldair. I think if it had stood square on, it would have rebounded back past Albertini.
Here goes Ronaldo. Two challenges, one of them got him free kick. Maldini and Cannavaro are the two closing in.
But he's electric, isn't he? I mean, it doesn't show how quickly he picks up pace. And it takes a crowd scene to bring him down in a dangerous area.
I think they both got him.
What we do know is we've just seen a deflection at one end. We're in a definite left foot area.
It was at this end of the Galan Stadium that Roberto Carlos treated us to his thrilling free kick here on Tuesday. He was a little further out that time. Leonardo is standing over the ball too. It's Leonardo's shot, and that deflects away from Danielson, but for a corner.
Well, Leonardo's asking for a penalty on that flaming handball.
Taparel receiving some treatment at the opposite end of the field. Roberto Carlos towards Ronaldo. Headed away by Panucci. Slipped back into Danielson by Dunga. Almost came for Roberto Carlos. Dunga will strike it. Oh, and there's offside against Ronaldo anyway. Free kick to Italy. Ronaldo was closing in there and just trying to stab it into the net, but the flag was up. Del Piero penalised. Brazilian possession, certain amount of pressure. Well, look who's covering back there, Del Piero.
Oh, he's had an excellent game, Del Piero. He's a little bit unlucky there. I don't think there's any intent. It's just about nicked the back of him. But he's been very impressive. He's also, for me, kept Cafu back by the runs he's made behind him.
Danielson. Charged down that time by Albertini. Good as England were in Nantes on Wednesday night, there wasn't the same edge about the Italian performance than we're seeing tonight, that's for sure. Danielson. Could have followed him every step of the way.
But you keep looking at Danielson and you think it's either going to be him or Ronaldo is going to open the door. He makes those little runs into the box, short corner on this time.
Roberto Carlos. Hit with the outside of putting in off Lombardo. Roberto Carlos shows very little expression on his face. It is little trick. That shot was bending, you know. I don't know that he wasn't going in anyway. After what he treated us to here last week.
Short corner, nice little work movement between the two. It's the irony of this, you know, it's the first time Lombardo's deflected in the net. That wasn't going in, I don't think, by the way. It's deflected into the net, that's been away from him. In open play, he would have been his marker. That's that big empty space again. They can always change play. They know that because Cafu's sitting back now, being aware of Del Piero, Maldini's got all the space in the world. They can always change the play to him. I think Brazil would be better if they moved one of their midfield players across there. The way the game is, and I know they have their own way of playing, but the way the game is, I think probably Leonardo would be better occupied out on that side.
Del Piero causing problems again, winning the free kick off the arm of Celio Silva. Lombardo and Vieri have been joined by Baggio and Panucci in there. Del Piero had managed to kill that all the way past everybody and inside the post. Hit with a lot of pace and a fair amount of bend, not quite enough.
I mean, there's an awful lot of talk about Roberto Carlos's free kicks, but he's a master as well, Del Piero. Particularly from those wide areas where he whips them into danger. So
Dunga. Seen around the post by Gianluca Pagliuca. Lombardo isn't the only Italian making his first international appearance for 2 years. The goalkeeper here, Pagliuca, has been recalled because Peruzzi has a sinus problem.
looks like Dino Baggio is going to come off from Fuser, doesn't it? Right-sided midfield player for one.
Half-time whistle. And what a thrilling first half it's been. Del Piero has been one of the stars. He scored very early on. Albertini, with the help of a massive deflection off Aldair, equalised. And then Roberto Carlos followed suit, getting the break off Lombardo to give us a half-time scoreline of Italy 2, Brazil 1. Del Piero trying to provide an explosive start to the second half, but they have a more familiar look under Cesare Maldini, certainly more like their old style. Maldini's had to make a change at the start of the second half. Diego Fuser, the Lazio midfield player who played most of the England game last week, coming off with the injured Dino Baggio. Romario. Now to the path of Denilson. Oh. With some pace and venom by young Denilson, and seen off very capably by Pagliuca. Quick corner. Ronaldo, Romario, Roberto Carlos, right foot this time.
But this was a great move. Romario drops off deep, finds Denilson in that little space he occupied first half, and then he pulls the gun. Good save from Pagliuca. But that's one of the most promising areas where to attack from. When one of the strikers drops deep, and it's usually Denilson, not so much Leonardo, manages to get past the strikers.
Dunga. Here's Ronaldo again. Resisting Maldini this time, and playing it into the path of Romario. Dunga trying to set up Cafu. Pass is a little heavy. Yeah, settled for the corner. Aldair has come forward from the back. Roberto Carlos will boomerang it in. Celio Silva, the other centre-back's in there too. It's long towards Romario. It's headed back to Denilson. Good pace again. Terrific cross. And Aldair couldn't quite get there. Maldini with some terrific defending.
You also got the impression that if Ronaldo had reacted a little bit quicker, he might have been able to fling himself on that. But some great play again by Denilson.
And Roberto Carlos bends his throw-ins. Dunga. Denilson. He can't get enough of the ball at the moment. Terrific acceleration again. What a run this is! Oh! Well, he very nearly upstaged Roberto Carlos there. That was one last touch away from being the goal of the tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah, the goals tonight have been untidy. This would be phenomenal. Great run through. Defenders wrong foot in either foot. In actual fact, the worst touch he had was the actual last shot. It's great skill the way he goes past one. Teases him and see you, bye-bye. Now there's just a chance now. A little bit of, oh, his toe ended it. All fairness, under pressure again. But that was an exciting moment in the game.
And it's easy to see why he and Juninho are vying for that position. There are similarities, aren't there?
Yeah, but just looking at it, if you saw him, and then say for argument's sake, I mean, the one that's disappointed me in their midfield really has been Leonardo. And I'm a fan of his. I thought he played excellent against Liverpool, the Paris Saint-Germain. But certainly, I could imagine with Juninho in there as well, it'd be a little bit different, a little bit special.
Vieri to Di Matteo. Vieri taking over again, stumbling over the ball.
He's looked clumsy tonight, Vieri. He's looked strong, willing. Or he's dropped up deep here, Romario. That's the old Romario.
Romario tried to lay it off to Ronaldo at the end.
And that's the new Romario. I mean, brilliant. There's the space we saw him exploit so well in the first half.
Del Piero. Oh, is that a penalty? Has to be. No! Play on, says the referee. Oh, Maratova went sliding in and completely mistimed his challenge. And the referee is, what, 20 yards away.
The ref must be on a score bonus or something.
Dunga, meanwhile, into Ronaldo. Nothing doing there either. Oh, there. Yes, now he stopped it. Dunga and Maldini colliding. Yeah, I agree with you. Paolo?
I think he thinks they should have had a penalty there, Maldini. I mean, there he goes. Turns back inside. Perhaps that's allowed, though, that rugby-type tackle.
Di Matteo. First we've seen of Inzaghi. Then he goes under pressure from Aldair, and this time the referee has given a penalty.
I wonder whether they'll take this Inzaghi. I saw him score two the weekend before last and the last day. He scored two penalties to make himself the leading goal scorer. That is less of a penalty, strangely enough, than the one earlier for me.
I think he caught his ankle.
Yeah, he's caught him, but that one you could probably have said if you'd have let that one go, understandably. The one prior to it on Del Piero, that was a joke. I think that's the atonement for it, this one.
Inzaghi is a newcomer to international football and must wait his turn. It will be Alessandro Del Piero against Caparel. Smash. Italy beaten from the penalty spot in Los Angeles 3 years ago. Take a 3-1 lead from the penalty spot tonight. It's Del Piero's second goal of the night.
Well, that is a big banger, isn't it? Set the keeper the wrong way, got a big hook on it, lifted it into the roof of the net. He's having an exceptional game.
Approaching the midpoint in the second half. Roberto Carlos. Ronaldo. Good defending by Cannavaro.
Actually, he'll have to get used to that sort of marking if he's going to play in Italy next season, as we understand. Ronaldo.
Romario into the path of Flavio Conceição. What a good save that is. Explosive entry from the 22-year-old substitute. Aliuka with a die to match. Roberto Carlos with the corner. And that is held out of play and back in will be a goal kick.
I mean, this is another great little piece of link-up play. Beautiful ball into his path, and Flavio really hits that full gun. And in the continental manner, they do have a habit, continental keepers, of stiff-arming them away. But I mean, that has got some power in it.
Di Matteo with a loose pass straight to Romario. Romario's shot. Deflected for a corner.
All of a sudden, you know, he looks as if he's having a little bit of a lease of life, Romario. One or two things seem to be working for him at the moment.
Been a few reincarnations down the years. Leonardo. Certainly lived a life. Flavio Conceição. Now Cafu. Dunga. Roberto Carlos. Cafu has gone forward into the box. This is Ronaldo. Ronaldo! Yes! Brazil 2, Italy 3. Ronaldo, around whom so much attention has revolved in the build-up and during this tournament as to where he's going to finish up. Does some talking with his boots.
And that's why he's worth so much money. Cannavaro's kept him relatively quiet, yet one chance, a beautiful threaded through ball. He opens his body, takes the first defender out, goes past Costa Curta, and then still has the composure to keep it low past Pagliuca. A quiet game by his standards, but always a threat, and that's the reason why people will pay absolute fortunes for him.
10 goals in his last 9 internationals. You get what you pay for. And he is absolutely top dollar. Romario into the path of Roberto Carlos. Oh, he pulled it back somehow. I don't think anybody expected it. Danielson. Important challenge by Maldini. Flavio Conceição has won himself a throw, has he? No, it's the other way.
Since he's come on, Flavio, he seems to have given them a little lift as well, a little spark. He's quick, he goes from midfield with what, here's the goal again. Sidestep Costa Curta. And he's beat two superb defenders there, you know. Costa Curta, Cannavaro, and he's also beat an excellent goalkeeper with the final shot. Talk about strikers, you know, as a pairing. That would be mouth-watering, wouldn't it? Ronaldo and Del Piero. You could picture them as a pair, couldn't you?
That Coventry got 55 million though, Ron.
For which one?
Flavio Conceição. Into Leonardo, trying to run it to Romario. It came to Ronaldo. Might come for Romario again. Well on top at the moment. Will take the corner. Luca didn't seem to need to punch. It's long though. Danielson. Oh, lovely run from Danielson. Just pulled his final shot across the face of the goal.
Well, he is excited when he goes at people with the ball. Danielson. This is one of the things that gets people on their edge of the seats. Here he goes, straight past, no problem who's there. Albertini's not going to come into play. And then he does that thing he hasn't done too well. So he's got another big hook on his shot.
He plays in Brazil for Sao Paulo. You wonder about how much longer he will be playing in Brazil. Here goes Ronaldo. Mighty look about him on the move. Kept his eye on the ball. He is a real sticking defender. He was outstanding in his first full game for Italy against England in February, against Shearer, and here he is now against Ronaldo. Danielson. Leonardo. Ooh, it's strong for Roberto Carlos. The other side of the bar, so unlucky. He was a little lucky to get the ball in the first place. It was deflected into his path, but so unlucky not to score. Cafu driving it in. A little bit of a speculator. Italy are on the ropes a little bit at the moment, but they're in the lead. He's an runner Roberto Carlos is so fast across the ground. Di Matteo, though, into the path of Inzaghi. That's not a bad effort either. As much as Tapparel could do to just see it off at the near post.
Yeah, that's a great spin run. He's pulled on the defender's shoulder again. He's at a very steep angle, but he's managed to keep it on target and force a corner. But at the moment, look at this. This bar will be shaking for years. He's clubbed the keeper and the bar's still going at it.
Inzaghi. He's getting pulled and dragged about by the defender, but he certainly has an eye for goal, an eye for a chance. He knows where the ball's going to drop. And he's signed by Juventus already. But they have got enough forwards. It's unfair. Dunga. Flavio. Dunga. Tipped over the bar by Paliuca. Another drifting shot from the Brazilian captain.
Well, years ago he was famed for his big shots. Not of recent years, but that's a good one. And once again, Paliuca's had to palm it over.
Roberto Carlos with the corner. Oh! Well, it's a nervy night for goalkeepers.
It is when you see what both sets of them have got facing them.
Who's there? Cutting out Aldair's pass. Roberto Carlos is catching up all the time.
Well, the Italy team got criticised, didn't they, for so-called lack of passion in their opening game against England, but I don't think anyone in their wildest dreams could accuse them of that. And they've also given away a free kick in that very, very dangerous close to the box area.
Panucci on Ronaldo. Romario, I should say. He got a bit of the ball, but quite a lot of Romario too. Leonardo is standing over the ball. Sergio Silva's there too. Costa Curta with a nervous pace or two forward to try and charge it down. Roberto Carlos, and it was charged down by Costa Curta very bravely. Dunga. Didn't quite reach Flavio Conceição. And chance for a break here. Del Piero stumbled momentarily, but now he's back on his feet. This is Inzaghi. There are four in the break. Who's there ahead of him? It's Inzaghi. It's Del Piero. It's Inzaghi. Fantastic link-up. They'll be together next season at Juventus. Well, Inzaghi certainly will be there. Flavio Conceição into Ronaldo. Wouldn't quite run for Leonardo. It might come for Romario. Romario, 3-3. Oh, what a game this is. Romario ties it up with a little over 5 minutes to play. He's back on the big stage.
It's a lovely fed-in ball. A little bit of miscontrol by Ronaldo for once. Two bits of little stumble, but there's quick feet, and then he's not going to miss from there. I mean, that's good anticipation. There's a lot of bad control, balls bubbling all over the place, but he's anticipating, he's driven in. And he seems to have benefited an awful lot since the Flavio fella came on in midfield.
Romario. Leonardo. Tried to flick it back. There's still a chance here. Well, would you believe that's Aldair, the central defender, who's forward trying to win the game.
Leonardo, it is, that links the play up again. A nice little ball. And he should really have scored.
Brazil, served up for us in part by these two old boys in charge of the two great countries, both 65 years of age now. Mario Zagallo, the Brazilian coach, and Cesare Maldini of Italy. A match to remember, but the biggest consequence of the night is that England have won Le Tournoi de France. A point apiece is scant regard, bearing in mind the entertainment that these players have served up for us. Romario had the final say with the equalising goal 5 minutes from the end. Brazil coming back from 3-1 down after Del Piero's penalty. A goal from Ronaldo, followed by a goal from his senior ally. Fantastic entertainment for a big crowd in Lyon, but a fantastic achievement in its way for Glenn Hoddle's boys as they watch on in Paris. After the break, we will actually be linking up with the Neville boys up in Paris and hearing more from Bob and from John. Join us then.